expectations set for them with that seed.
Which team will get that hot start, right? Which team can come out and do it? For Indian Rocks Christian School, maybe a little bit of doubting here from us as the talent just based on the last couple of weeks alone. We'll see if they can break that and give us a performance to remember as they did get the first chance. But you see already Prosper High School showing their true colors of being able to transition down the field that quickly.
We got Prosper in the blue, IRCS in that orange, and so a bit of trading of back and forth. Dax wanting to find a teammate, but that teammate's then would still pass, finding its way midfield, and it's going to go past the defense. But with the demolition on the second player, it dissuades all offensive pushes. Cybernetic trying to find a pass, waiting for his teammate to get it there, but immediately undercut here by the defense.
Yeah, now it's going to be northward to put it right back towards Cyber. That shot a little bit high, but the follow-up there! Dax able to break through 1-0.
Beautiful read there. It's all about consistent pressure. That pass, pixel perfect. Cybernet sets it all up, and then Dax sees the wave and makes it happen. 1-0 with 4:11 left.
Man, you gotta love the name of the school too. Prosper High, right?
They prosper.
You gotta, at a high level, 100%. Those bald eagles. Well, they're just eagles, but it looks like by the logo, or maybe they're a little bit something special here. As now Dax will turn, tries to challenge the box there, but it will eventually break out to IRCS, as this one will find its way to JVS Moore. Northwood force backwards here. We'll have to leave it for Cyber instead, as this one heads to center field. You should see, this team turn. It's Prosper again. Cyber, follow-up. Dax couldn't quite find it. So IRCS is just getting out of these chances by the skin of their teeth.
Well, they are living on the razor's edge, and it is all Prosper, all offense. Another bump clearing the back line. That's a pass off the backboard. JV's Moore having to dive and keep it away. Now it is an offensive push here, perhaps for IRCS. No, it's a throwaway, as that is just a panic play, trying to get it away from your side, get some boost, get away, and get some breathing room. And that is exactly what the Eagles of IRCS need. And it all starts with a solid defensive setting. They don't need to find these big players. They want to get it close to their cars and get Prosper jumping early, as that's an opportunity here, but not found as it's thrown back into the corner.
And they did have that space you were talking about, Pooh, for a split second because of that physicality. Now they're going to go right back at it. Oh, good job in recognition to turn there from the IRCS offense. But now it's going to be a challenging defensive stand here for them as Prosper High so quick to turn and get right back down the field. Right now, Cyber will play it over corner. Now this will pop over to Dax, and he'll play it deep. This is Cyber, too. A good chip above the net as nobody's guarding the back wall, but eventually it'll be Indian Rocks Christian School right back out, challenging Cyber. Good save. JBS Moore to try to push it in as well, but the shot could not quite connect on it. And for that reason, it's left here at center field. Will somebody jump on it? They eventually do, and Prosper High will be right back out.
Dax found it, but the next thing Dax finds is the time to wait to respawn. Northwood credited with this center. That's another touch toward it. Dax keeping the pressure on, pulling the trigger on the shot, but a diving save by an Eagle wreath in orange. Dax again, more pressure, and another touch coming out from that car. Again, more pressure, more saves. It's all about finding the pressure release valve here for IRCS.
Yeah, they continuously are just being challenged in their faces consistently, and that's part of the game plan for Prosper High, and you can tell this program seems to be well coached in that aspect of finding a weakness of Indian Rocks Christian School and been going after it since the get-go. Will no one find it? Off the corner? They do dig it out. As IRCS, they've been in that situation multiple times. I mean, credit them for getting out a few occasions, but eventually it'll all break down and Prosper High will go up 2-0.
Cybernetic again in the right place at the right time. Instead of not getting the assist this time, finds the goal. Unfortunately, IRCS Esports won. I want to put the whole username in there. Unable to find it on the goal line. 2-0 here with a minute 33 left.
To find a way through. It's difficult when you're constantly on your heels on the defensive side, but yeah, RCS Esports looking to find their way.
Backboard.
The demos bombs. Oh my, Dax almost had it. This is a corner. Cyber holds on to it. Now back on it. Is a member of the IRCS Esports 1. Oh, that one still hangs to the box. I mean, it's threatening. Right, but Prosper continuously doesn't seem to be scared by any of those chances that they threw at him. And right before you know it, they're back in the offensive zone.
Well, I gotta say, it's a name that I've been kind of scared to pronounce, so I'm just gonna shoot it anyway. I think Anloxis has been playing insane on the defensive side. Had an opportunity with that dominance on the offensive, but couldn't find it. Northwood looking for post is gonna get the post. Can't get it to go in. JB's more the retaliation touch. Cybernetic now running. He's got Dax midfield. He's gonna leave it to him. The pass is perfect. The shot is better. Prosper is rolling. It's 3-0.
Are we sure this is a 7 seed? Because they look sharp in constantly pressuring this great IRCS esports team. And so it makes you think that Prosper High might be one of the best teams in all of HSEL. I mean, you wouldn't be in the playoffs otherwise, but to have and own these South teams has been outstanding. Another breakdown. This time they take advantage of it, and Prosper High continue to prosper.
Kickoff plays too strong, and IRC caught just a bit too far on the cheat. Dax takes full advantage of it, and it is a early game tilt. It is all offense, all goals, all Prosper High. 4-0.
Yeah, that's something else, the way that they've been able to start this game, because it could be well higher than that 4-0 mark. I mean, if they've put on shot after shot, there's been probably 3 or 4 different other shots that have been just off the mark, and I mean by pixels. So that really makes me concerned about IRCS right now. If Prosper is able to eventually hit those shots, how do you defend them?
Well, that ball almost able to find a teammate there, Bear, and both you and I are wanting to see Dax find another one. But my eyes are starting to go towards this IRCS team, as they have been stuck in a shell almost the entire first half of this game. In this last quarter or so, they've started to creep forward. Yes, it's a 4-0 game. Yes, they'll continue to grow after the midway point, but we saw more offense from IRCS, and it's what's needed when you give up 12 shots. You can't stay on defense that long and expect to survive. I think most importantly is they need to find some control on their end. They had a good amount of control when they had the ball at midfield, and it ended up spilling into the offensive side and unable to chase behind it. But it all starts with a solid foundation on the defensive side. Yes, it's all about getting the ball off of your side, but it's not panic clears. It's not leaving the ball midfield. It's not Dax finding another fourth for them in the series, first in this one.
I mean, can Dax miss? In fact, we saw it. In game number 1, there was a couple misses. He still was able to find multiple goals. He's been excellent on the offensive side of the ball, and Prosper hasn't had to do a whole lot of defense at all. I mean, they've been able to put that much pressure offensively. So for IRCS, you have to hope that Prosper can break down, and there you see it. And Loxus able to take advantage of it. And when Prosper High is constantly in your face, you have to find the right opportunity to just send it past them, and that's what they did.
We just caught North stepping a bit too far forward, and sometimes the best pass is the one to the back of the net, and that's exactly what the Eagles find. Almost a straight riposte to put the offensive pressure back on Prosper and now tie this game up.
1-1 game. Prosper have answered. IRCS has also been able to keep it close. This will be Dax up for it. Challenge just enough to at least leave the ball. Falling back towards Anloxis, who eventually gets a touch, but is right back to Northward. And in fact, the challenge is there in the top of the box, but they weren't able to break through. And now Anloxis the other way. Good chip to themselves and tries to launch it from there, but Cyber was able to anticipate it and cut it off before it happened. Now in transition the other way. The pitch, one side of the pitch to another, it consistently comes through. Both of these teams want to play quickly, and it shows.
Well, getting quick is what both these teams want to do, but it's about finding the pace that doesn't make the wheels fall off. We saw Prosper in their offensive pushes where they're able to recollect themselves, make these aggressive pushes, steal boosts, and rotate around the ball. But I'm wondering if IRCS can continue to kind of draw them in and not leave open nets, as that was a little bit more from JBS Moore finally defending this backboard, what I want to see from this defensive side, which has actually led to having this true 1-1 stalemate in the first 90 seconds in.
Dax will look to settle things, because Prosper was so used to just having their way with IRCS, and it's been completely different since then. As Dax now up high, though, tapped Dax down, was looking for Cybernetic, and had him in his sights. The problem wasn't able to connect. Good ship there as well, as they look to press out, but it'll be Northward to keep it in the zone, to try and pinch in. Try and make sure that IRCS can't get that breathing room that you said was so important. Dax had the angle but couldn't quite get the finish here. Back up for this Northwood. He's going to look far side, but unfortunately it'll be too hot for his target to handle. But it's still in the hands of Cybernetic. He's got a 1v1. Tries far side flick, but he's shut down by IRCS.
Well, right now, the Texan Eagles pushing forward. That's how I'm going to differentiate. They don't have a, like a flavor of eagle, so I'm just going to go by location of eagle as the Texan Eagles, the one with the cowboy hat, is putting the pressure on, but Anloxis has been really this flag runner, the straight centerpiece for the offense and defense for IRCS, getting the clear. JV's Moore slowing it back down, trying to find a near post play, and slow play keeps it on Dax. Backboard pass, JV Moore's there, but Ann quickly jumping in front of it to clear it again.
Prosper High has been more willing to slow down play when things do seem to be getting a little bit out of hand, and whether that's a good thing, I guess we'll find out here momentarily. And Loxis completely controlled Dax in that 1v1 situation, was able to get past him with the fake, but not much more than that, as they were eventually able to shut it down. It's JBS Moore looking to try to sidestep past Ward, but instead we'll run into a Cybernetics. He's got Dax as well. Good passing play there to the center. The shot would be taken. Well, it looks like we have a pause in play because...
Call it before I look. I'm going to say it's a 2-1 score. It's a 3-1 score, mind you. Prosper's find 2. They find 3 as Dax makes another one happen. Call it a trio as Dax has been on fire this series.
Absolutely has. I mean...
all 4 on Dax, by the way.
Exactly, and when we're talking about when the broadcast went down temporarily, and we appreciate your patience as we work through it, I was going to say, we're saying, well, did they connect on that passing play? And
yes.
we've seen it so many times that I was not even going to doubt the fact that Prosper High did in fact finish it, and it seems like they did and more.
Man, the moment was IRCS having the counterpunch and Prosper High looking like they had their bell rung, and it's like, oh, this is the moment that the Eagles needed to perhaps make the game and the series back their own, and Prosper High wiping a little bit of blood out of their mouth going, all right, now we're going. And it is 4-1, and it is Dax having 7 of the 8 goals this series. That's going to be a beautiful shot, but a better touch to dissuade it. And Loxis, again, is doing almost everything necessary to try and pull this IRCS team forward on the offensive side. JD's Moore, 5 big saves, but saves don't matter when you allow. Psionics does not honor that, and so all that matters is it's 2-0 in the series from Proxys and Loxis. I told you, leaving exactly where they left off and finding another shot. Now Dax in a 2v1. The soft touch gets it over that same player. 1-0 for Prosper.
And that's how you silence a team when they are on it. Cyber with that great setup. And Dax is the goal scorer. I mean, they each have settled into the role that they want to play, and they've been doing it extensively. So Prosper High continues to just silence IRCS whenever they have anything go right in a positive mindset for IRCS starts to develop. Prosper, they take it away.
Prosper just kind of goading forward, saying, give me all that you got, because we have more to find. And Lox is looking for IRCS. That's going to be a flip reset, a drop down, but both defenders ready for it. Northward making up and living towards the name to push the ball northward. Cybernetic midfield pass, but immediately shut down by this Crimson Dominus. I swear, this car is all over the field on the side of RCS.
100%. If somebody digs you out, you need a true leader. And Loxus has been that, but Dax again! Oh my goodness, that angle shouldn't have happened. And IRCS almost got to it, but just the placement by Dax.
No, it's a double touch. It's a second touch off of Ann. He had the first save, but because of the angle, it goes back in again. A perfect read by Dax. You said it, though. Man.
Can't believe it. No way. It hurts. Because you're right, the initial save was there. But you got to credit, the bank was open, quite literally, as Base was able to
24/7 deposits.
Exactly. That velocity that he put on was the reason why it hit him twice and went into the back of the head. Feels bad when you've been trying to pull your team back together.
Man, oh man, IRCS, I don't know how you make that. It's so different calling a team player by the team's name, as Cybernetic almost missed that one. But IRCS looked so calm on a very hard save to make with low boost and just kind of getting the soft touch off it. His hand. Very good ball control. I love the exquisite touches, but nothing being found as the defenders a bit too stingy on their goal line.
Yeah, they have been, a little bit lacking to some degree, but going to bounce back from that and really put on a show. They're going to need to again. That many shots being taken constantly. I mean, they've got to already be up to like 5, maybe 6 in this game. Have been Prosper high. As they combine again, look at that passing play to try to set each other up. Dak's not afraid of the back pass either, as he'll find northward and they will go forward. This time, a good flick. Tries to set up their second man. But unfortunately, they kind of fall apart there for Prosper. Fortunate if you're a fan of IRCS and are looking for anything to really feel good about here moving forward. And this will be a 1v1 chance as Northward left with it. Did just enough to allow Cyber to get back in and create enough time for the defense to rotate accordingly.
Well, one thing I've started to kind of watch, and yes, I've enjoyed the escapades of Anloxus, and I've enjoyed seeing this car fly across my screen and make touches, and have been almost entranced. I want to see An use their teammates more, because that's going to be an important factor, especially when you're playing against a team like this. Yes, Dax has been the man, has been the forerunner, the goal scorer, but it comes off of perfect passes just like that from Northward.
Yeah, and JBS Moore, you can't really fault them too much. The position could have been a little bit stronger, but at the same time, it was backwards because of those crafty little touches, right? Those little detailed touches. Can they operate within this box? IRCS had the opportunity, but unfortunately, Anlox is going to get around to it. JBS Moore, he'll try the back wall, but Cyber Natic has it locked down and will not let them pass. As that's a play to the box, though, and Locks is a great shot, but Northwood again able to shut them down.
And Northwood sounds like another school. That keeps throwing me off immediately. That's near post. JBS Moore got the scope out from midfield, sees it the entire way, and again a retaliatory strike catching Prosper too far forward.
That's right, and that's really been their opportunity to strike. Unfortunately for IRCS, that doesn't happen very often. So when it does, you have to capitalize. Credit them for doing so. Exactly.
They're getting them forward. Let them cook.
Need to find it more often. Yes. We'll see if they can do it. IRCS right back on it, but Dax has read that one before it even began. And Anlox is right back on it. We'll look for a pass here to JBS Moore. As that's the one thing I haven't really seen a whole lot of is that team play from IRCS. It's been a lot of Anloxus having to do a lot, sis. But this one won't be Prosper. Right back and shift into their zone. A floater looked a little bit dangerous, but we'll go wide.
Thank you, Bear. But most importantly, Northwood finding that near post and Ann continuing to live up to the hype. Making another touch as Dax off that side, but again, the defense surviving, not living, not walking, but tap dancing on the razor's edge, especially with a team like Prosper poised like a Cobra at midfield. Cybernetic backward play, trying to find Dax, and that might have been something spectacular. But instead, physics not wanting to work with him as that car couldn't connect.
And this one will push Anlox. It's right back to the corner. Northward wasn't able to get to it, as I've now started to pronounce it just a little bit more. Otherwise, it sounds like Northwood. Which, I mean, Prosper has been playing like Northwood so far. That dominant so far.
Yeah.
It's been difficult. 20 seconds left. IRCS needs a goal in the next 5 seconds, and this might be an opportunity. But again, it's just chipped away. And Dax is ready for it. And will go across the pitch. Not sure if he was looking for a passer to kill more time. Either way, it will favor Prosper here late in this one.
Well, that's going to be a 1-2 to 3. Cybernetic gets credited with that one. Northward has the third assist. An assist maker, or a playmaker is actually made with a medal. Don't mind me. As my mouth fails me, but Cybernetic does not fail his teammates in the janitorial spot.
Clean up. Crew comes through. And Prosper High will poise.
Has a broom in hand.
It does. Yeah, that's right. And vacuum, too. I mean, they've been sucking up all the chances from IRCS. All the ball possession as well has been heavily favoring Prosper. And then we'll move to match point up 3-0 for Indian Rocks Christian School. It's going to be soul-searching.
Game as well?
Yes, it was.
That is again, 3 straight 4-goal games.
Listen, quick strike the other way.
Go ball.
IRCS Esports gets IRCS Esports on the board. So,
So simply, IRCS scores.
2 birds, 1 stone. 2 birds this game. Also.
1 ball.
And 1 goal. We could
2
go
goals.
on forever. Well, you're right. Yeah.
6 cars, 2 goals.
3 wins
series.
for Prosper.
Yeah. Well, right now, 15 seconds off the clock, and Dax and Company, they have the work cut out for them. As in, this is the first time that they've been at a deficit this entire series. Though probably not sweating it as a bump off of JBS more. And I've been looking at JB more. I guess that's been me being hungry this entire time. And yes, it most likely is 3 letters and then more. But now that's a shot coming from Dax. You gotta be kidding me! The banger is pixel perfect.
Watch him pop off. Northward set him up again, and then he just read the play, jumps in from an angle that should not even be available, and was able to find that angle. It was unreal how quickly he was up. That's anticipation. That is communication. That is Prosper High Rocket League.
All I gotta say is Dax is apparently acing any and all math classes, because that was absurd of an angle to make that one happen. Cybernetic and Company having to love what they are seeing out of their flag carrier for Dax. Now, IRCS Esports looking midfield, but losing control of this ball to Cybernetic. And Loxus wanting to catch it in the corner, going to pinch it off his own back wall, gets it up into the air. Need to be careful here because it has been air superiority for the team in blue.
Constantly. I mean, no breathing room for IRCS, and apparently they're not breathing either because Northward able to get that demo, take him off the pitch there temporarily. As now Dax just so quick with his turns, constantly pressuring. I mean, boost not even needed. That's a crutch, right? Right, Foof? You don't need it.
Boost doesn't exist. It's a government myth.
Exactly. 2 birds?
2 birds. 1 ball. 2 goals this time. We're right. It's officially 2 goals. And so 1 apiece. And Dax trying to make it 2-1. That's off the backboard. No real pressure here coming from the 2 other teammates as they are understanding. Offense is about pressure and then shots, not shots then pressure. It's about building an offensive push instead of throwing everything in the kitchen sink.
Exactly. You want those grade A chances, right? The better chances that have a
Good
higher
GPAs.
percentage to get in there. Oh, that as well. That definitely helps. As Dax takes another shot, and that one just sneaks through. Looked very innocent. But at the end of the day, Prosper High will go up 2-1.
I think that we find guilty as Dax has that touch. And again, and Loxus, I think, was expecting a lot more, but caught a bump instead. And so it's just an awkward feeling there when you're on the goal line, that ball floating towards you. You're like, what? Oh, no. And so it's 2-1 here, Bear.
Yeah, Judge Foof coming through, giving him the verdict. That was a fantastic call. And Dax right back northward. Doing what he does best and setting them up again. Pressing the box was Dax as they just methodically, surgically play through the box, constantly chopping up IRCS and put in another one for 3-1. And with just over half a game left to play here in game number 4, and Prosper High running away with it again.
I love Northwood's little calling tag so much. The shades make me happy. But Northwood, I think that's like their first or second goal of the series. We haven't seen that name on the goal end many times, but has been a facilitator, almost playing point guard for this team, and it has worked. A high-octane offense and a high-in-octane offense, if you look at the cars as well, as Prosper is rolling once again. 3-1 lead. Might make another 4-goal game, but I think they want more.
Yeah, they constantly are pressing in. You see IRCS eventually, they'll get it to the box, but when they do, unfortunately for them, they just happen to hand it over because of how quickly Prosper's been able to transition. But hold that thought. A chance northward. Able to bail them out again defensively. Now has room here on this right side of the pitch from this viewpoint. We'll look to play past JBS Moore. All you have to really do is just fall off it. And JBS Moore kind of fell for it. But and Locks to try to get to it as well.
Northwood needs to be very careful redirecting that ball into their own goalie box, because that is such a scary spot to be in when you're the last bastion for your team. Even though you did have control, yes, it was a back pass, but that's right on your goal line. Cybernetic, so aggressive here on the push, but wins out on it. Only 7 boost in that tank and gets demoed for their trouble. And Lox is hunting around. Dax can't find the demo, but he's got the ball. It's a 1v2. He's going to try and force it through, but he can't get it to go. The defense from the Eagles stands the test.
Now, It's JBS Moore needing to get it past one. Does. It's back on it for IRCS Esports and off the mark. One they absolutely had to have. Down to a minute left, and that is a big miss. But Ann needs to keep pressing forward. They need to continue that pressure. But that was, that almost feels like it'll do it. I know there's 50 seconds left, but that's a tough pill to swallow.
Well, they have to find more than they've had in any other game, and it all starts now. They've got a ton of time. It is just all about winning challenges. Dax, the soft touch of the tires, didn't want to put it high, tried to keep it low. JBS Moore reads it the whole way. Cybernetic needs to be careful here. He could be the last one back shortly. Going to be in this 2 position on the defensive side. Has the 100. Going to push it down. No, can't find the clear. It's going to be an open pass, but immediately northward, shutting it down.
Oh, that's a good challenge to the box. Stupid Cybernetic was up so quickly. The transition play, the shot in. Able to keep it alive for now, but they're out of time. They need to push forward, and couldn't get to it because they keep tapping it down. More time off the clock. JBS Moore over to IRCS. This is an opportunity. They need to score now. 0 seconds left. Prosper High has swept 4-0 the count, and they'll be moving on to the next rounds. And Foof, the better of the 2 teams, and they've definitely earned this win and one more for the road.
4 straight 4-goal games. 3 straight 4-1 games, I believe, if my mind serves me correctly as well. And that makes it 3 straight series. 4-0, 4-0,